What are differences? Think of an apple and an orange. Can you list out all the differences? They're both round. That's the same. One is red and one is orange. That's a difference. One has a bumpy skin, the other one is smooth. That's a difference. Their tastes are different. We have differences in math as well. In today's lesson, we're going to continue on with estimating, but now we're going to be using our estimating skills to figure out the differences. Remember yesterday, we figured out the sum using estimating. So what if we added to get the sum? What do you think we need to do to get the difference? If you said subtract, you are exactly right. Let's read this section together. Estimating differences. How can you estimate differences? All of the tickets for a concert were sold. So far, 126 people have arrived at the concert. About how many people who have tickets have not arrived? Since you need to find about how many, you can estimate. Remember, we have talked about the word about. That word is very important. Whenever you're doing a word problem or a story problem in math, whether it be on an assignment or on a test or on a map test or the Kansas assessments, if you see the word about, then the answer is going to be an estimate. And you will need to either round or use compatible numbers to get the answer. So let's try this. Estimate 493 minus 126. 493 minus 126. That would be a hard one to do in your mind, wouldn't it? But through estimation, we should be able to figure out pretty quickly. Let's round to the nearest tens. Now remember, anytime you're doing your work, if you can't quite remember something, draw yourself a diagram. Hundreds, tens, ones. 493 and 126. We want to round to the nearest 10, so we're going to underline the numbers in the tens place and circle the numbers to the right of the ones we underlined. 3 is 4 or less, so the 9 stays the same. All numbers to the left of the 9 also stay the same, and the numbers to the right of the 9 are changed to 0. 6 is 5 or greater, so the underlined 2 goes up by 1 and becomes a 3. All numbers to the left of the underlined 2 stay the same, while all numbers to the right become 0. Now we can find the difference. 0 minus 0 equals 0, 9 minus 3 equals 6, and 4 minus 1 equals 3. 493 minus 126 is approximately 360. Let's see if the book agrees with what we did. You can round each number to the nearest 100. In order to go to the nearest 100, you need to underline the numbers on the hundreds place and circle the number to the right. 9 is 5 and above, so the 4 will go up by 1, and each number after it will be a 0. 6 is 5 and above. I went too far. 2 is 4 and below. So the 1 stays the same, and all the numbers after it are 0. And now you can subtract. 5 minus 1 equals 4. About 400 people have not arrived yet. You can round each number to the nearest 10 as well, which is what we did. Let's try it again. Underline the nearest 10, the tens place, and circle the number to the right. 3 is 4 or below, so the 9 stays the same. 6 is 5 and above, so the 2 is increased by 1. All the numbers to the left stay the same, and all the numbers to the right turn to 0. 490 minus 130 equals 360. About 360 people have not arrived. Let's try it another way. How can you use compatible numbers to estimate differences? The Perry family is taking a car trip. The trip is 372 miles long. So far, the family has traveled 149 miles. About how many miles are left to travel? Use compatible numbers to estimate 372 minus 149. Remember, compatible numbers are numbers that are close and easy to work with. Close and easy to work with. 372, a number that is close and easy to work with, is 375. 149, a number that is close and easy to work with, is 150. Remember, numbers that end in 0 or 5. 375 minus 150 equals 225. The Perry family still has about 225 miles to travel. Let's try some of these together. On number 1, go ahead and get out a piece of scratch paper and do these with me. Number 1 is 321 minus 112. 321 minus 112. And it's asking us to round to the nearest hundred. Go ahead and pause the video now, do your work, and come back and see if you get the right answer. Okay, let's round it to the nearest hundred. We're going to underline the hundreds place and circle the number to the right of the underlined number. We're going to use the circled number to check for the rounding rule. 2 is 4 and below, so the 3 stays the same, and all numbers after it become 0. 1, which is circled, is 4 and below, so the 1 remains the same, and all numbers after it become 0. 300 minus 100 is 200. 321 minus 112 is approximately 200. Let's try number 4. Round to the nearest 10 to estimate the difference. 216 minus 97. Underline the tens place. Circle the number to the right. Look at the circled number and tell your rules. 6 is 5 and above, so the underlined number 1 stays the same. All the numbers after it turn to 0, and the numbers to the left of it stay the same. 7 is a circled number. It is 5 and above, so 9, we add 1 to it. 1 plus 9 is 10, and all the numbers after the 9 get a 0. 210 minus 100. 0 minus 0 is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1, and 2 minus 1 is 1. 216 minus 97 is approximately 110. Let's use compatible numbers to figure out number 6. 472 is pretty close to 470, and 148 is close to 150. And both of those numbers are easy to work with. 470 minus 150. 0 minus 0 equals 0. 7 minus 5 equals 2. And 4 minus 1 equals 3. 472 minus 148 is approximately 320. There you have it. That's how you calculate the difference using estimation. Your next step will be to do the practice page. Make sure you check your work.